Welcome back to my channel. This week, let's talk all things homeschool scheduling. Okay, let me just preface this by saying this is the schedule that works for us. And the only reason why I am sharing this is because I know that for me, it's been helpful to see what other people have done, if not only to just get my own wheel spinning, right? And so I can watch anybody's YouTube video about their schedule and I can take pieces of it, right, that serve me and my family, and then I can watch somebody else's and take pieces from that and create my own thing. And so I'm sharing this with you not because I think there's only one way to homeschool, not because I think that our way of homeschooling is the best way, but because it's one way. And so I want to show you our one way so that you can decide, oh, this can work for us, or this is something that's been missing for us. And then you can go out and create a schedule that works for you and your family. All right, let's dive in. The first thing that I want to introduce is my planner, which I absolutely love. I love the cover. Put the year, the homeschooling year, got our family name in here. Now, I'm going to just right off the bat say I am not a review person, a YouTube, like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you my planner, but let's just hope for the best. Let's just hope that you can actually see. Do I have to like hold my hand behind the pages so that you can see them? I don't know. But I'm gonna let you see inside because I think it's fun. This is from Plum Paper. And I've gotten like 3 planners from them in the past, but they've always just been for my business, never for homeschooling. I've never actually had a planner for homeschooling. I've just done it in my head. But this year it felt very, like, it just felt right. Like I needed a planner. We live in a state that has a little bit more scrutiny to what we're doing, and so I want to make sure that I'm actually keeping records of what we're doing, of what the kids are doing, and so this has been super helpful. Also want to just mention that when I ordered it, I did not realize that it was going to be this big. I don't know why. They asked me and I selected 8.5 by 11, but when it came in the mail, I was like, oh, it's the size of a notebook, which now I love. I'm like, oh, this is like the perfect size and it doesn't get lost and I can put papers in here and it's perfect. So, you know, if you're on the fence, go for the 8.5 by 11. Okay, but let me show you. So this goes from August to July and I will just try and show you. So I have not done much in filling this out. I've just kind of started using it for just notating what we're doing, but I'm gonna show you, right? So this is August, so it starts off with the month, August, birthdays, it has room for birthdays, events, things to remember. Okay, so each week is then divided, right, daily. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday share like this little blurb here. We have room for notes, kind of like a to-do list. And each of these little categories and columns, I put the name for what they are, but you don't have to. You can leave them empty. I decided to fill it in, and so I put language arts, math, history, science, skill building, reading, and some fun, because that's what we're focusing on this year. The rest of the planner looks the same, right? So September, right? October, right? You'll have your monthly calendar. Then you have your weekly layout. Super cute, super fun. And then it also has a homeschooling portion to it back here where you can write out student goals, teacher's goals, teacher statement. It has a year at a glance. It has for you to write down like classroom resources, anything that you're using, places for like supplies, attendance record, reading log, which I have been using for us to just like keep track of what we're reading, how much we're reading, extracurricular activities, grading log if you grade, and then it has like just blank spaces for checklists. So I can't think of what I would need it for, but maybe I'll figure that out and it'll fill it in. And then it has like some really nice, passwords, contacts, and then it has the stickers, which I love the stickers. They're so pretty. I started using them, but I'm one of those people that like, oh gosh, it's permanent, so I need to know exactly where it's going, which is why planners like typically have, they've been a little hard for me in the past, but this just feels really good. And I'll tell you why. I'll add to that in a minute, but here's what we're doing. Okay, so I have everything that we have done. Is this week? That was our first week. That was our second week. And now we're going into September and we're into our third week. Okay, so let me explain to you a little bit about our schedule, right? So context, background information you need to know. We have a 9, 5, almost 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. So we are just at the range of like toddler, not schooling, kindergartner, and then upper elementary. So I just wanted you to know that so you understand what we're doing. Okay, that's number one. Number two is what we have added in this year. So the subjects that we are focusing on are language arts, math, well, I should say handwriting and reading. So like language arts, handwriting, reading, math, science, history, foreign language. My 9-year-old is doing Duolingo and he's learning Spanish, and then art. Like those are like our main subjects that we're focusing on. My 6-year-old is only doing, and I say 6 because he's going to be 6 in a couple weeks. He's only doing math and language arts, and then he's joining in on the parts that he feels are fun and interesting for science and history. We have him sitting at the table with us when we're learning, and so he's listening and he's drawing at the same time, so he's keeping himself occupied and his hands busy. But it's so interesting to see, like, he'll start making comments and he'll start adding into the discussion and conversation because it's still interesting to him. But I'm not requiring him to learn. I'm not requiring him to do any of like the copy work or the busy work or he's doing the fun parts with us. Okay, so those are the subjects that we're doing. And then number 3 is we are using a loop schedule. And that means that our Monday and Wednesday looks the same and our Tuesday and Thursday looks the same. And also to add into that, we are only doing a 4-day school week in the traditional, in the sit down at the table. Our Fridays are very much our skill building and fun days. So we are part of a wild and free group that does field trips on Fridays. And so we can be at the botanical gardens, we can be at the beach, we can be on a hike, we can be, I think we're going to like a chocolate and coffee estate. Like we take really awesome field trips on Fridays. And so then when we come home, we have time to do some reading, and we are going to start focusing on like art and like learning about one different artist every few weeks. So we'll do that on Fridays too. So Fridays are just like fun learning, because learning is happening all around us, by the way. Like I'm a very big proponent of like learning just doesn't happen in the books. It happens in real life around us, in conversations we have, in shows that we watch. Like learning is everywhere. So our Monday and Wednesdays are the same, and our Tuesday and Thursdays are the same. Every day, Monday through Thursday, we do language arts, and we do math, and we do handwriting. So there's some kind of like handwriting every day. We also do reading every day. So we have our read aloud, which right now, I can pull it here, let's see. Right now we are reading Otter, which is such a cute book. And both of my boys sit down and listen to this. Both of them ask me, like, is it time to listen to Otter? They both love it. We are about halfway through it. So this is our read aloud. So we do that every single day. Then on Monday and Wednesdays, we add in history. On Tuesday and Thursdays, we add in science. My 9-year-old also does his Duolingo every day. He does 15 to 20 minutes of that. But that is what our schedule looks like. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be every single subject, every single day. Like, we are introducing new subjects, new ideas, new concepts, all of it to our children, but we don't have to just like go full speed, right? It was really important for me to say like, okay, our days are gonna be a little longer now because you're getting older, Noah. That's our oldest. But we don't have to like do 4 days of history and 4 days of science. We can do 2 days of history and 2 days of science. And to be honest, they're asking for more. Like, they're like, oh, are we gonna do the history today? Like, I wanna hear what happened, or I wanna know more about this. Or they're checking in on their science experiments that they're working on. So I feel like if we give them a little, they'll ask for more as they're ready, and we'll be surprised by it. So it's working really well having this loop schedule. Monday and Wednesdays are the same, Tuesday and Thursdays are the same. And then the thing I wanted to note, where I told you, like, I am like such a perfectionist when it comes to planners, and usually like I'm like, oh gosh, I can't write in pen, or like, let me not write that down until it's happened. That's why this has been super helpful. So the reason why I wanted the planner to begin with is because we live in a state where there's a little bit more scrutiny to what we're doing. We lived in Connecticut before, and Connecticut was like, here you go, here are your kids, they're your responsibility now, have at it. Here in Hawaii, there is testing done, and they do want to know what you've done throughout the year. And so I was like, okay, I need to just be a little bit more organized and know what we're doing. That being said, I don't put what we're doing in advance, I put what we've done. So at the end of every day, or at the end of the lessons, I go in the book and I write down, Noah did this, Ryan did this, I write down. So this is their language arts, right? On our first day, we had a really fun day, and I can share what we did to celebrate our day, but they wrote letters to themselves, and that was language arts. They wrote letters to themselves that they're going to open at the end of the year. But then on our like real day one, right, Noah did lesson 1, day 1, Ryan did his hop book, 3 pages. Noah did perimeter for math, Ryan did his math K, lesson 1. And so I'm writing down like what they did after they did it. So I can write in pen, I can know that this is exactly what we did. I'm not having to like scratch on to like, oh, we didn't get to that. I'm writing after we've already done it. And so I'm really just record keeping. The good thing is that the curriculum that I'm using, which I will do another video just showcasing that, but the curriculum I'm using doesn't require like advanced planning. It's very much sit down, open the book. The history and the science to do, but I don't actually have to like write down that we're gonna do that. I'm just planning as far as the materials, that we have the materials on hand and that we can actually like do what the lesson requires. So if you are like me and you are like a perfectionist and you're like, oh, I don't want to write in my planner, which is so silly, right? Like, that's why we have it. But it's just really helps me ease into like, oh, okay, I'm writing down what we've already done. I'm keeping a record of what we've done. I don't actually have to plan in advance, but the loop schedule helps me know, okay, this is what we're doing. It's Monday, so we're doing history on Monday, and on Tuesday we're doing science, and on Wednesday we're doing history, and on Thursday we're doing science. I know that we're doing our language arts every day, our math every day. He's doing his foreign language Spanish every day. So that's what works for us, doing a loop schedule that puts the core subjects on every day, but then adds in those additional subjects every other day, so that we're still getting in history, we're still getting in science, but we're not like overwhelming our children. And it's not making us have to school for 6 hours a day, because that's not why we chose to homeschool. We chose to homeschool so that we could allow our children to have time to also do things that they're passionate about. So my children love video editing, my son likes skateboarding, my middle son loves cooking and baking, and so we have time to do that. So we're fitting all these other things into the day, which I'm not like talking about here, because I wanted to just tell you about our curriculum, right? But because we do our curriculum this way and we have the loop schedule, we're able to do all the other fun things that my children are really passionate about, and makes homeschool feel like the place that they want to be. They're not missing out on anything. They don't feel like they're missing it, because they're actually having more time to do the things that they are passionate about. So that's what I have for you. This was, again, the Plum Paper Planner, the 8.5 by 11. I absolutely love it. It's working fabulous for me. It has enough, slots for me to put everything that we need so that I can document it. And the loop schedule is a winner. Okay, I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. But I hope that this has encouraged you to go off and make your own schedule that works for you and your family. I will talk to you soon, Mama.